Hey friends, this is Tiffany from the Cop Squad, and I am bringing you a very fun video, at least it was fun for me to put together, about the holiday gift guide for the homesteader, or we could say it's for a person who is an aspiring gardener, who is a homemaker, who wants to just be a little bit more self-sufficient, self-reliant. So I'm pretty excited about this video. I've got some fun things that I personally use in my own kitchen and in my household that have been very beneficial to me, and hopefully there's somebody in your life that can benefit from these things too. So grab a cup of coffee, grab some tea, whatever you're drinking today, and let's get started. Whenever I'm thinking about buying gifts for loved ones, I always think about something that would be useful to them. I don't want to buy something that they're just going to shove in a closet and not use. So I think about each person individually and what they could use in their life at this moment. I love buying gifts. I love thinking about it. I start at the end of summer, start thinking about what these family members need and what they could use. And hopefully this gives you some ideas for those people in your life. So we're going to start off first with something simple. We live in a small community and I love to support local. So one of the things that I do is go to a local store that we have here and buy stuff off vendors who are hand making their own things. I do hand make some of my own stuff as well, but I also like to support other people who do. I don't make soaps yet, so I often give gifts of soap, lip balms, honey, stuff like that. So I'm going to show you some gifts that I have found locally that I think are going to be amazing for people in my life. So like I said, I like to support local, and there are so many local artisans, people here in our area that are so talented. So I like to support them. And one of the things, and obviously this is used, but we have a great person who has honeybees in the area, and they make the best honey. This is literally the best honey I've ever had. So I buy different types of honey, and this one is an elderberry infused raw honey. And I also buy this amazing lavender honey from them. So for a gift for some people in my life, some teachers especially is what I was thinking this year, I'm going to give them a jar of honey and then some different teas in a cup, and just like a little ornament to go with it or something like that. But again, supporting local is super big to me. Without these people here in our area, we wouldn't have these awesome things. Another thing that I found locally is the tea. Like I said, this will go with the honey perfectly to make a great gift. This is a local person who makes all these herbs. I tried this year to have an herb garden, and then we went away and it all died and I couldn't get it to come back. But my goal is to have our own herbs, to make our own teas. It didn't happen this year. Same thing, I got goals of having honeybees at some point here on our property, but didn't happen this year. So these are two things I am focusing on for next year. But as far as gift giving, this tea, it will be a great gift for teachers who need to relax, who are in cold and flu season. Tea has so much great properties to it to help the immune system. So this is one gift that I'm going to be giving to maybe teachers this year. Another thing, and I actually made these, I did a handmade gift, and this is a potpourri simmer pot. I will be handing these out to the teachers as well. I have the Denali dehydrator, and I dehydrated the oranges and apples, and then I put cloves, cinnamon sticks, star anise, and some lavender, or you can use some rosemary in here. But these are also great gifts, and I will have these bags that I used linked in the description of this video. And I also got these stickers that I was able to do all myself on my computer, and they just look super cute. And we have these out at our farm stand too, and they sell pretty quickly. So this is another great gift for a special somebody in your life. If you have somebody who wants to do sourdough or who has been interested in sourdough, this dehydrated sourdough mix, I had sourdough out of my own starter, and then again, we went away, it kind of fell apart and wasn't looking so good. So I went to a local person who has their own sourdough business, and they also do dehydrated sourdough. You can find this online. I know there's shops on Etsy and other local people, Facebook groups, that people are willing to dehydrate their sourdough and give it to you. So this is a great gift for somebody who's wanting to start out on sourdough, and it's just super helpful. I've even had this sitting here for a while, so I'm gonna restart this myself. Now, talking about getting started, there's many things that you can do to help somebody get started. I love to read. I love literature, no matter what kind it is. So another great gift that you could get somebody is a magazine subscription. I like this, the Mother Earth News. I love finding this at Tractor Supply or Rural King. I don't have a subscription for this one anymore. I'm gonna restart that this year. But the Mother Earth News magazine is a great one. It's got great articles in it, great pictures, how-tos. I love reading, so this one stays on my counter at all times. Now, I do subscribe to this one. This is the Homesteading monthly magazine. I think I'm gonna give this to somebody that I know who is getting started in homesteading. It's relatively inexpensive. It has great articles, it has recipes, different things. Every month it comes and it gives you great ideas for your homesteading adventure. Now, if you have somebody else who is just starting out in your life with homesteading, then another thing that could be helpful is getting them seeds. My seeds are packed away in our garage right now, but we live in Ohio and we are close to Berlin Seeds, so this is always a fun store to stop at. But they have this wonderful catalog. This was this year's catalog, 2024, and I love to look at this in the spring and just kind of plan out what's going to go in our garden, and then we just kind of go into the store. You can order it online or you can go into the store, but since we live close, we go to the store and we get the seeds. And if you want to kind of jump off this idea of giving seeds, you can even get them a seed starting kit. You could get, like the little houses that you can put the plants in and, under a light and different things like that, or even gift them seed packets just to get started with their garden. Another thing to get a homesteader that I find very useful when I got started was this Preserving, the Ball Blue Book Preserving guide. And I ordered this off Amazon, but this has given me so many recipes to try with my canning. I have been canning 2 years now and it's still learning curve, but I have gotten great recipes out of here. It's very user-friendly, easy to understand, and it's just got tons of different recipes to try. So this is a great resource for that person who's just starting out, or maybe wants to have a little refresher course, who hasn't done canning in a while. This would be a great gift for them. Talking about canning, if you already can and preserve, you go through tons of these. So to me, this would be a super useful gift as a homesteader and a gardener. I can a lot of my own food. Next year we have goals of canning a lot more. So to me, having more canning jars would be super, super useful. And even just the lids. If it's just in your budget to just get the lids, those, you need them all the time because you got to reuse them. So, or you can't reuse them. So you need to buy just the lids. But I like ball canning jars. You can buy these many places locally to you. Tractor Supply, Rural Kings, Walmart, they all carry them. And I go through a ton of these, so this would be a very useful gift for me. Another thing that would be super useful is this. I got this off Amazon. This is a mason jar pitcher. I make a lot of my own coffee creamers, and this is a new one. But this one is a lot larger, and I love that it comes with this nice handle and this little lid. So even if you make teas, or you have your own orange juice or milk, whatever you have, this would be super useful. You just keep it in your refrigerator and fill it up, and it's glass. I love that it's glass. I am trying to eliminate plastic in my household, so having a glass container is really beneficial to our health and to the environment. So all those things are pretty inexpensive gifts that you can give a person, but we're gonna go into a little bit more expensive ones. And these gifts have been super useful to me, and I use them all the time. So we're gonna start off with probably one of my most used things. This is my Dutch oven. This is what I use to make my sourdough, my artisan breads. I even use these for soups that I just put on the stove. But these last forever, and even though they can be a little bit pricey, they will last you a lifetime, and they could even be something that's passed down. I have some cast iron pans that have been passed down to me, and even cast iron pans are super useful. So while we're talking about the Dutch oven, we are going to talk about the cast iron pans I was talking about. Cast iron pans are super helpful in a kitchen. A lot of the non-stick pans have harmful, toxic ingredients in that non-stick surface. So having a good quality cast iron pan and taking good care of it can make this thing last years. I have one that is an antique one that was passed down to me. It's been well maintained and it's lasted a long time. So I have like 3 of these cast iron pans, and then I have my Dutch oven. This brand is the Lodge brand, and I have not had any issues with them. I find them very useful. I use them every day in my kitchen. So speaking of sourdough, this is something that I ordered off Amazon when I first started my sourdough journey. There's so much to learn, and I thought maybe a kit would be the best way to get started. So I got this, again, from Amazon. I will link this in the description, but this is the Super Baking Sourdough Bread Kit and Manual. It came with a little instruction booklet. It had a bench scraper. It had a dough whisk. It even had a little brush. And then it had your scoring tool. And it also had multiple little blades that came with it. And then you, of course, have your banneton with the insert in here. They have many different sizes and shapes that you can order from this company, but pairing, you know, you got somebody who wants to become a homesteader or get into sourdough bread baking, then pairing this kit with some sourdough dehydrated starter would be an awesome gift for somebody who's just wanting to start out, or who maybe wants to get restarted in this, or just even having these bannetons. You can never have enough of these, especially when you're making multiple loaves. So even just bannetons would be a perfect Christmas gift for that person who is becoming more self-sufficient and who loves cooking bread at home. Now, most of these things that I've shown you are within a decent price point, but this is for that person that you're wanting to spend a little more money on. This is a Bosch stand mixer. I use this thing weekly, sometimes daily. It is an excellent stand mixer. I don't have any personal experience with another brand, so I can't speak for those ones, but I have had this one for about 5 years now and not had any problems with it. It came with a bunch of different attachments. Right now I have my bread hook in there because I just made some bread not too long ago, but it comes with all different types of attachments, and I love that it has suctions that stick right onto your counter. And you can even buy attachments to put like a tomato strainer on it, meat grinder. There's all kinds of attachments that come with this Bosch mixer. But for a person who loves baking or is getting into baking from scratch, this I cannot recommend enough. So I think that this would be an excellent gift for somebody who loves cooking from scratch or cooking at home. So while we're talking about gifts that could be a little bit more expensive, this one is so useful, especially if you have a garden. This is a vacuum sealer. This is the Weston brand. You might have noticed in some of my videos, it was a couple weeks ago, we processed some chickens, and I used this vacuum sealer once we quartered them up and used that to store them in the freezer. I also use this with our garden when I cut up peppers, and like when I do corn, I can put this in the vacuum sealer and then just keep it in the freezer. So vacuum sealer could be super, super useful to the person who has a garden or who's interested in canning. So we're gonna end this video with one last gift that you could give, and that is an apron. This would be perfect for the person who loves baking, who makes their food from scratch. or just anybody in general. I mean, you can always use an apron, but I use this apron not only for cooking, but I can also use it for gardening. It has nice big pockets. It's made out of jean material, so it's nice and sturdy. And I just love having aprons. I have multiple aprons hanging in my laundry room. And the great thing about aprons is your clothes doesn't get dirty when you're baking. So that means less laundry, less stains on clothes. And again, you can pair this with some of the things that I've shown you here today. Pair it with that sourdough kit. Put an apron in there, and there you go. You got a wonderful gift for a special somebody in your life. Okay, so that ends this video. I hope I gave you some ideas to give a gift to somebody special in your life. I love making this video. I think it was so much fun. I love gift giving. That is my love language, and the holiday season is just so magical and special to be able to spend time with family. But if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, and I hope that you have a happy and healthy, safe holiday season, and we'll see you next time. Bye.